Five, four, three, two, one. Thunderbirds are go.
Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mr. Guy on Board Game Geek, and Doug Mr. Guy on YouTube, bringing you episode 3 of our Thunderbirds playthrough. Just a learning to play session with learning to play it for myself and showing you how I'm learning to play that and playing along with it. This will be, I don't know what turn we're on, I just kept going. So what I did was, guys, is I started filming the first episode, and I kept on filming. I just kept taking turn after turn because I was enjoying it. It was hard. I was trying to figure out how to fix it, how to get through the challenges, and it ended up being a little bit of a video mishap for episode 2, but I got most of it in right, so I hope you enjoyed that. I did want to talk about a couple of things. So I did not go back and specifically review to see if I did this right, because I was pretty sure that I did, but someone mentioned that, when you use John Tracy's scan ability, you only push back the one card, and that's correct. So let's say I had a scenario where it looked like this. If I use John Tracy's scan ability as one action, I can do that, and that's it. I can't do this as well. So you can only do it once, but you can take multiples of his actions to do that. And I believe that's what I did. So like I said, I didn't go back and investigate it, but I was pretty sure what I did was take 2 actions to push them back when I did that. Anyway, so just for clarification, when you use his ability, it only pushes one card back once. Okay, now let's go to the board. Another thing, this one, which I think is Thunderbird 2, only moves 2. So I got to remember that, because I think I moved it 3 once or twice. Just wanted to point that out to you. Thunderbird 2, yes, it only moves 2. So I guess the movement and the vehicle correspond, except for Fab 1, which is 1 as well. But anyway, it does have this machine and speed little chart here, and it does correspond, I believe, with the actual vehicle as well. So, Thunderbird 3, see, yeah, not exactly, because Thunderbird 1 actually moves 3, and that's the top machine on there. So, anyway, let's get going. We're going to get started, and we got John Tracy's turn again, and I think we're going to try and conquer this Venus mission. Now, John Tracy is up in space. He is here in the space station. Next to the space station also has the rocket is up there, and that has got Alan Tracy and Scott Tracy in it currently. Well, so for us to do this, now Scott's going to just have to go along for the ride, but to do this Bound for Venus mission that we have, there you go, you can see that we need John and Alan to get the best bonus. So for John's turn, the first thing he's going to do is scan. So while he is up in the space station, we're going to push this one back one. Okay, and then now remember, you get 3 actions in your turn, and then up here in space, he is going to transfer. Remember, that is a operation, not actually an action. He is going to transfer onto Thunderbird blah blah blah. I think that is Thunderbird 3 right here. And then for his second action, we're going to move Thunderbird 3 to Venus. And for his third and final action, we're going to attempt to take on the Bound for Venus mission. So let's go to the dice bowl and see if we can do that. So as you can see, sorry, I bumped the camera. As you can see, the Bound for Venus mission must be at Venus and in space, which we are currently at, and it also must have John and Alan Tracy there for +2 and +2, which we are at. So that is going to create a situation where we need to roll a 4. Now here's the good news. I am trying to get John Tracy the ability to, now we cannot have the hood advance one, because if we do, we lose the game. But I'm 1 token away from having John be able to complete the Skywire scheme of the hood. So this is why we're trying to get this mission done, because it gives us the choice of a token, and I'll take the one that I need that's appropriate. So right now we need 8. We got a +2 from John, +2 from Alan, so we need to roll 4 on the dice. Remember, he gets to ignore advances. Another reason I want to do this right now. He gets to ignore advances of the hood on the dice. So we got a 6, so we absolutely did that. That means that we get to clobber this mission. It says, intercept the Venus-bound automated container ship before the stowaway's oxygen runs out. We have succeeded at that. So that goes away and leaves a nice open spot there, even though we're going to have to push back They call him Mr. X. Now the problem with they call him Mr. X is we have no way to do that one right now. It's crazy because we need 3 different built vehicles by the brain, and we have not done that. Now I don't remember, I'm going to look right now on the actions table. Is it an action to build something? I don't believe that it is. So I think we can spend our technology token to construct a vehicle pod and start to do that. John Tracy happens to have one of those. But for now, what we're trying to do is complete the scheme Highwire, and what we need that he does not have already is a intelligence token, and that is the one with the briefcase here. That's an intelligence token, so we're going to place that next to John. That gives him all the tokens he needs to complete the mission. Then we're going to spend this one. We're going to spend it to build the, I believe we're going to build the mobile crane. It's the first one on the list. We're going to build that. There is the mobile crane. I don't see that I need any other vehicles with current missions, but the mobile crane is now on Tracy Island and can be transported by Thunderbird 2. Okay, now that is going to end John Tracy's turn, so let's go back to our disaster deck because we got to draw another disaster card. Okay, first thing that happens is these all move down. Booyah! And then this one is going to come up. Mineral Eaters. It's another space one. It says in the asteroid belt. Well, that's way at the other end. That's a big move. And we need these 2 guys here, and it does not require a roll. Gives them a plus. Gives them one of these. So spend an action to avert this disaster anytime Alan and John are both in the asteroid belt. Well, that can be done. And I think we might have to try and do this one. They call him Mr. X regardless to see if we can do it. If we have one of the devices, which will put it at 6. If we do it with Penelope or somebody, we can make that happen. Okay, so let's move on. That is the end of John Tracy's turn. So now we're going to go on to Penelope. Now Penelope's not in her fabulous vehicle. So where we have to go to, I think we have to go. It says to do this one, we have to go to Asia. I think we're going to do that. Okay, she's one away from Asia, so we're going to do that because we need to get rid of that card before it takes on a life of its own, right? Okay, so she's going to, for one action, fly here. For her second action, she's going to attempt to do this. Oh wait, no, we can't do that. We don't have this vehicle. So she might as well not do that. I'm going to take that back. There's no sense in her doing that. What can she do? She can do Aswan. Oh, I know what she's going to do. Badoo. Sweet. Okay. She is actually going to fly south to Africa. Well, we've got. Do we have anything in Europe still? Just make sure. No, this token's gone. We don't have a disaster in Europe. But we are going to fly down to Africa. We're going to target this Tiger 1. Okay. It says you get a +2 with Alan and +2 with Fab 1 if... No, wait. I take it back. That's in the North Pacific. We're going to do this one. That's in Africa. Does not require a roll. It just says spend an action to avert this disaster anytime Fab 1 and Thunderbird 4 are in Africa. Well, guess what? They both are. We've set this up from the earlier turn. It says divert the Nile away from the new hydrofusion plant before the flood's waters rise. Okay, so as you can see, we have Thunderbird 4 and Fab 1 both there. So that means she's going to get to roll. Well, it doesn't have to roll. We just do it. Boom. We have completed this disaster, and she's going to get a logistics token, which allow her to draw a Fab card without having to advance the track for the Hood, rather. And I think we're going to do that. We're going to spend it because it's still her turn. So that was her second. Yeah, she moved. She tackled that mission. It was a second action. Then we're going to spend one of these and get a Fab card. That is not an action. Okay, put that back. Boom. Draw a new Fab card. What does it say? Rescue Center. Discard one face-up disaster card on the disaster track to the discard pile. See, I think it's going to be awfully hard to conquer that. I think we're going to spend that immediately, and we're going to get rid of... Man, that was a helpful card. Air Sea Rescue Center. It says discard one face-up disaster card on the disaster track to the discard pile. Period. Okay, we're discarding. They call him Mr. X because it's giving us trouble. And now we've kind of cleared up our board. That was Penelope's second turn. So her first action again was to move. Her second action was to complete the disaster. Her third action is she could use her third action to draw a once per turn you may spend if you're in Europe. She's not in Europe, so she could have done that before she left Europe. She could also exchange tokens, but I don't think she's going to do that. I think she's going to fly, because you know we do have a disaster actually here in the North Pacific, and then one in the, this one's now gone, and we have one in the asteroid belt up here. So she is going to boogie it. No, yeah. She needs to have Fab 1 in Asia. We can accomplish that. That's fine. Okay, she is going to go 1, 2, and fly to the North Pacific for her last turn. She is flying around the North Pacific. Then we need, we're going to need Gordon to take the Fab 1 to Asia, I believe, and that will help solve that problem. Okay, let's continue. All right, now we've got, that's all her 3 of her missions, so let's go back to the disaster track. Man, guys, do you believe it? We actually knocked down this disaster track, but these are all going to move up here, and let's hope and pray we don't have anything that have... Oh, man, guys. Well, I hate to say it, but that marks the end of our game. Let me show you why. Okay, this came out. We have to advance the hood. Okay, now this really bites because we were so close. Alan actually had all the tokens he needed to do this. We just had to get back. He was in space. He was at Venus, and he just got this token. He had all the other tokens. We were going to fly back that next turn and take care of this scheme of the hoods. But because we drew this hood advances, which is amazing because there's 2 in every set of 9. We shouldn't have drawn that one so early. At least that's the way I would hope it would go. This advances. If it advances to the skull and crossbones before we complete it, we lose. So just when we thought we had it under control, at least to some degree, we're hosed. Thank you, game. Thank you very much. So, guys, I'm sorry about the lack of continued play here, but we lost. So, you know, that's the way it goes. Every once in a while we do lose a game. It's not that common for us. We do win more than we lose sometimes, at least I hope. Anyway, that's the end of that. Hey, I did promise you guys that I would be putting the final touches on the box. Currently it has some games in it, and I'm trying to remember, I wrote them all down. It's got Oddville, Dice Masters, I think, I can't remember which set it is, one of the Marvel Dice Masters sets in the box right now. And it has, oh, what was the other one? Oh, it was the a little tin game with the Builders, Middle Ages. Had those 3 things in it. It also had Ancient World, which is one of the big games in it, and I wanted to put one more decent-sized game into that, and I've been having such a hard time trying to figure out what to put in there. And I still, unfortunately, have, with my crazy work week, had not decided on that yet. But I just don't know. So I'm going to still think about that. But I did promise you guys that this week, so tomorrow, Saturday, I got to have this figured out by tomorrow. I think I'm going to post a special video on this and just say what I'm putting in the frickin' box so we can get it shipped out and pick somebody and get it shipped out. I want to reward you guys for all my awesome subscriptions. By the way, if you are a new subscriber, or if you know anybody who you can talk into subscribing, they will be included in that drawing as long as they're a subscriber when I do it. So, that's that, guys. Bummer, I know. Anyway, end of game. If please don't forget to visit my website at www.dougmrguy.com. I am updating my blog. I'm also sometimes pushing through my blog other people's videos that I like. So if you want to check that out, that's great. I'm also on Facebook at DougMrGuy. Please comment, post, all that good stuff. And the more stuff that happens on those sites, the more I'm inclined and wanting to do more giveaways and things like that. So let's keep it active, my friends, and talk to me. Let me know what you think. Hey, I've also been thinking about doing some just, it seems like reviews are still the most popular thing. Playthroughs and that are great, and they get a lot of good views, and I will not stop doing them. But I've also been thinking about doing some reviews. I think you guys have been playing games with me long enough to know if you trust my opinion on a game, especially a thematic game, or a solo or cooperative game. Anyway, I also thought I might do some previews and reviews and things like that to go along with my current lineup of playthroughs. If you like that, let me know. Anyway, guys, thanks for your time. I appreciate you watching. Sorry we lost the game early. That kind of sucked. I was hoping for more. I will probably revisit this again, but since we did lose and I have so many more things I want to get to the table, we're going to continue on and do that. I'm going to get some other stuff out on the table for you. So have a great evening. Enjoy your weekend, and I will talk to you soon.